Hello, I'm Mike McCulloch. So this is intended to be something of an introduction. So I was born in Yorkshire, England, a long time ago, and I got a BSc in physics from York University in 1991 and a PhD in ocean physics, physical oceanography in 1995. And I then did a postdoc up in Glasgow at Strathclyde University modelling waves, which was also very interesting. And then I got a job at the Met Office, which was then in Bracknell near London. So I went there in 1998, and I stayed there for about 10 years until 2008. Mostly ocean and wave modelling, and by the end of that period I was thinking a lot about waves, quantum mechanics, horizons, and also astrophysics and the Pioneer anomaly, things like that. And in 2006 I proposed quantized inertia, this new theory of inertia. I published a first paper on it in 2007. And so this theory is a new explanation for inertia which gets rid of dark matter and proposes a new form of propulsion, quantum propulsion if you like, or horizon drive. So by 2008 I was ready to leave the Met Office, and I went into academia. So I got a job at Plymouth University as a lecturer in geomatics, which is the mathematics of positioning in space, which fits quantized inertia quite a lot, which is rather a lot to do with the positional information of objects and how it changes and how that can affect their dynamics. So there I was at Plymouth, and at some point I started talking about propulsion, how propulsion might be achieved through quantized inertia. And DARPA, the American DARPA, contacted me and said they'd been watching me for some time. And then I met them and I applied for funding, and I was awarded about £1 million, $1.3 million to try and prove this in the lab, prove propulsion in the lab. So started that in 2017. And we had various labs, and several of them saw thrust consistent with quantized inertia by the end of the period. So there was a delay with COVID, but we finished in 2023, and I wrote a paper on the results, and I'm still trying to publish that in journals. But several labs in the UK, I had a lab in the UK myself with a chief engineer, Richard Arundel. We saw thrust. Some guys in California were the first to see thrust, called Becker and Batt. There were also groups at IVO, a company in the US, and a group in Italy. So they all saw thrust. So by 2023, the university system was becoming a bit constricting, I suppose, you could say. So I became an independent scientist, and today I'm still going strong, but I'm funded by Patreon. So if you want to support my work, please do contribute, subscribe at my Patreon site, and I'll give you the address of that in a bit. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this very brief introduction, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.